Tonight, debate canceled. President and Joe Biden won't square off again next week. What it means for voters.
Plus, an officer-involved shooting on I-35 leaves one person dead. What we know about the encounter.
And stuck in the storm. A Duluthian who's down south for a good cause is running into Hurricane Delta. The problems he's facing.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. The Commission on Presidential Debates has officially canceled next week's planned presidential debate in Miami. Both candidates had dropped out after the commission said it would be conducted virtually.
The president is getting ready for an in-person engagement this weekend, but Democrat Joe Biden is calling his post-COVID behavior reckless. Deborah Alfarone is at the White House with more.
A senior administration official confirms President Trump will hold his first in-person event since his COVID diagnosis at the White House tomorrow. He's expected to give remarks on law and order from the White House balcony. The Trump campaign has also announced the president will return to the campaign stage in Florida on Monday. It's been less than a week since President Trump was discharged from the hospital.
I was in not great shape, and we have a medicine that healed me.
His reckless personal conduct since his diagnosis, the destabilizing effect it's having on our government, is unconscionable.
Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden hit the campaign trail in the battleground state of Nevada with multiple stops in Las Vegas. Earlier this week, the president said he would hold off on negotiating another COVID stimulus bill until after the election. Now, White House officials say he has approved a revised package offer.
I would like to see a bigger stimulus package, frankly, than either the Democrats or the Republicans are offering.
Friday morning, the House Speaker announced a bill to create a commission on presidential capacity. The panel will be charged with deciding whether a president is fit to perform his or her duties under the 25th Amendment.
This is not about President Trump. He will face the judgment of the voters. But he shows the need for us to create a process for future presidents.
White House officials have called the proposal, quote, absurd, and the bill is not likely to be considered by the Republican-led Senate.
A senior White House official confirms to CBS News that 4 White House residence staff tested positive for coronavirus about 3 weeks ago. All 4 of the staff wore masks and none came into contact with the first family.
As the pandemic enters its 10th month, the professor of medicine at the Mayo Clinic weighs in on what treatments are helping COVID-19 patients. Dr. Raymond Razanable says depending on the patient's state, doctors can give 2 main drugs, remdesivir or dexamethasone. Remdesivir, which the FDA approved for emergency use back in May, has been proven to reduce the recovery time for some COVID patients. Dexamethasone is given to COVID patients who are sick enough to require oxygen. Those who took this drug have experienced a better survival rate.
A fatal officer-involved shooting on I-35 has left one person dead and the interstate closed for hours. It happened earlier this evening near the exit ramp for Mora, just south of Hinckley. A roughly 10-mile stretch of road in that area has been closed ever since. The Minnesota BCA said it happened after a domestic incident and later a car chase. The suspect died. No officers were hurt. We're still working to confirm more details about the shooting. We'll update you here and online as we learn more.
And Dave's here for a look at the weather. Dave, much more like an August day out there today than maybe an October day, huh?
Yeah, it was very warm around the region, especially in International Falls. Let's take a look at the map. And the high temp there was 193 degrees. Looks like every steak in town is well done. Now, they've been having some trouble with their sensor. There yesterday it was reporting 45 all day long. Earlier today it registered the real high of 73, but since then has bumped up 120 degrees. But in the real world, 80 was achieved at the airport in Duluth, setting a fresh record, and 82 in Superior beat that by, of course, 2 degrees. 78 in Hayward's not so bad either. Well, that heat goes away tomorrow. The high that brought the sunnier sky today and kept us dry will have its backside pull down some cooler air tomorrow with a northerly wind, and that'll cool us down to the mid-50s. Rain chances off towards the west there, and that probably will be with us on Sunday. And that Sunday chance for the rain stands at 60%. And at this stage of the game, it looks like it could bring a fair amount of rain, which we need. I'll talk about how much could come down for your town in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Last month, we brought you the story of Daniel Plies, a Duluth man who is longboarding the length of the Mississippi River for charity.
Now, Hurricane Delta is causing a slight bump in the road. CBS3's Kendall Jarbo caught up with Plies, who talked about his journey and the unexpected people he's met along the way.
Daniel Plies, longboarding down the Mississippi River and raising awareness for childhood hunger in the Twin Ports. A 2,500-mile journey with all its highs and lows.
It's been an awesome experience. Kind of hit every emotional spectrum you could possibly get.
He's raised more than $10,000 for his family's charity, Project Joy. But now he's hit a bump in the road in Mississippi, forced to stop skating and wait out Hurricane Delta.
Watching the hurricane is a little freaky for me just to see it, but he seems pretty calm and pretty confident.
This minor setback allows Plies to reflect upon the lessons he's learned.
Yeah, I guess being open to life as it kind of unfolds and being willing to embrace the unexpected.
And the people he met along the way.
The people that have come alongside him, opened their homes, brought him, snacks or meals, just strangers in a gas station, just taking care of him.
Strangers giving this mother comfort when her son is so far away.
Really heartwarming to hear those stories and know that there's just still really good people out there.
As for Plies, he's ready to keep moving forward.
Yeah, at this point, it's just kind of hang out and rest up and then keep skating south.
Once Plies can get back on the road, he expects to reach the Gulf in just 10 more days. For more information about Project Joy and to donate to his GoFundMe, we have a link on our website.
For those who travel south for the winter, commonly known as snowbirds, there are some things health experts want you to know. St. Louis County Health Director Amy Westbrook says you need to make a plan and research the transmission rates and what the pandemic looks like in the location you are going to. If you're driving, which Westbrook says is probably the safest form of transportation, make sure you include researching the stops you're going to make along the way. Westbrook adds people should look up their destination's local health department website before they go so they know what they're up against.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a local couple made an unusual discovery earlier this week near the shores of the Apostle Islands. More details next.
Well, here's a look at our almanac for today, and yep, a fresh record set, 80 degrees. The old one is 76, from as far back as 1930. It was also achieved several other years. Well, now all the old ones can go by the wayside. 80 degrees today, the top temp. Tomorrow, closer to normal. We'll tumble temperature-wise in just a matter of hours, and we'll talk about how long the cool down will last in just a few more minutes.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Right now, millions of people and billions of devices are connected to the internet. Homes, businesses, hospitals, schools. The security and reliability of these connections are more important than ever. That's why at MediaCom, we've built a network to protect them. A network that sees threats, fixes problems before they occur, and keeps you going with 99.99% network reliability.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now get over $4,750 total cash on Explorer. That's over $4,750 total cash. Only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
Outpatient surgery excellence. More than 170,000 procedures performed and a 98% patient satisfaction rating. Save on your out-of-pocket costs. Have one caring nurse from pre-op to post-op, 80 accredited physicians in 15 specialties, and a state-of-the-art imaging platform. Outpatient surgery excellence. Lakewalk Surgery Center.
Hello, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. For the month of October, we are offering free installation for bathtubs, showers, safety tubs, and surrounds. Get your dream bathroom with free installation. As always, you can still get one of our great financing options for low monthly payments, or 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022. This offer ends October 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
Clean water. Some of us take it for granted. Not me. I'm Beth Myers. I have the honor of representing you in the State Assembly. It wasn't that long ago that my family was struggling. We went 7 years without running water. The health of our families and our economy depends on clean water. That's why I'm fighting so hard against special interests who want to pollute our land and water. I'm Beth Myers, and I promise I will never take you or the Northland for granted.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
With sunshine and temperatures well above normal, a lot of folks were out enjoying nature's beauty before it starts to get slippery and cold. I don't think it'll get that cold next week, but indeed this was the only day we're going to have temperatures like this. It goes back to normal as early as tomorrow. But in the meantime, Page Radio says a lot of folks in the Bayfield area were hitting the Gil Larson Nature Trail, and in that part of the world closer to the lake on the South Shore, a lot of the trees are still holding on to their leaves. Up north, though, towards the Iron Ranges, they're starting to fall off rapidly. So get in the sites while you can. They aren't going to last forever, just like today's warm temperatures. Right now, though, the warmer temperatures are still lingering. 62 degrees this time of night, this time of year. Not so bad at all. Relative humidity is 44%. Northwesterly wind still gusty. Now it's hitting 18 miles per hour. And could stay gusty overnight, but should slack off a bit once we get into tomorrow. Air pressure's coming up very, very slowly here right now at 29.7 inches of mercury. And the pressure should be high enough tomorrow to bring us a sunnier sky up aloft. Come Sunday, it could change up towards clouds, though, as we get a next decent rain chance coming into the area. Well, right now we talk about clouds trying to come into the area, spilling off a low-pressure system that's farther to the west, but they'll be a little bit on the thinner side here, at least through tomorrow. Again, tomorrow should be gorgeous, and any little rain showers we got last night from the passage of a warm front have faded away and should go away, which sets us up then for tomorrow's forecast, which says that high pressure will keep the sunshine going in our area, even though the warm temperatures of today will disappear. All right, update on the Gulf Coast. Hurricane Delta is now degraded to a Category 1 hurricane, but still bringing a lot of rain to folks in Louisiana. So as always, our hearts go out to them and our fingers are crossed. And the moisture that this brings up into the central parts of the United States could be dealt with by this low-pressure system in our neck of the woods on Sunday. And so that'll combine and conspire to bring us a 60% chance of rain Sunday into Monday, and finally a rain that could be a soaker, not just a couple of dribbles. Once we get into Monday afternoon, rain totals around our region could run from about a ½ inch to even an inch straight up for many of our towns, with a couple of exceptions on either side of that extreme, like maybe only a third towards Grand Rapids. But the way it's been so dry all year long, even a third of an inch will help at least make a little bit of a dent. Now tonight in Minnesota, we get a partly cloudy sky and dry conditions with lows in the 30s inland and mid-40s by the lake. Wisconsin, Michigan, low 40s for the low temps with a partly cloudy sky. And then because of the high, tomorrow's mostly sunny in Wisconsin and Michigan, but the highs only go 54 to 58. And in Minnesota, about 50 to 57, cooler up north, warmer down south. Eyeing up the extended forecast, temperatures are on a slow slide then for the rest of the week, from 80 today to 45 by next Friday, with sunshine for the most part, except for rain chances Sunday night, Monday morning, and then again Thursday into Friday.
Looks all right. Thanks, Dave. A Wisconsin couple made an unusual discovery earlier this week off the shores of the Apostle Islands.
They uncovered a story dating back nearly 3 decades and 50 miles. CBS3's Natalie Grant shares the story of one wooden boat's voyage to sea.
Over the past several weeks, people have been flocking to the shores of Lake Superior to catch a glimpse at the fall colors. For Lynn and Mike Bebo, that meant a short drive from their home in Ashland to the shores near the Apostle Islands.
We went up near Cornucopia and Herbster and we went to a very remote beach location.
It was there that they stumbled upon an unusual object.
I noticed a little colored piece of wood buried in the sand about 20 feet from the water.
They uncovered a small wooden boat painted red, white, and blue, preserved in the sand.
I thought it might be a net buoy or a net float that had broken loose from a commercial fisherman's net or something, and I thought, this is a pretty cool thing to find on the beach. And when I dug it out and then kind of washed it off, I was really surprised.
On its bottom, the boat has a message. I am traveling to the ocean. Please put me back in the water, with an address to a classroom across the shore in Duluth.
We didn't know how long it had been out there. We certainly didn't think it was 27 years.
That address was to Bonnie Furch and Brenda Schell's second grade class at Lakewood Elementary in 1993.
Brenda had a friend who made the boats, and we had her class paint them. And then at the end of the year, we would take a field trip, and we went to the Brighton Beach, and we let the boats go with their class.
They were learning about currents and the connection between the Great Lakes and the ocean. Furch says that this is not the first time the boat has been found.
I think it was somewhere up on the North Shore, like the Beaver Bay, and who found it, put another coating on it to help preserve it and set it back in the water.
The Bebos are happy to be the second people to release it back into the lake so that it can continue on its journey to the ocean and leave them with a story to tell.
You know, we like to just find remote places and just see what we discover. And this was by far the coolest discovery ever.
A reminder to take the road less traveled. You never know what you're going to find.
Fritch says the book that inspired the boat was called Paddle to the Sea by Hauling Sea Hauling. Lynn says she plans to buy the book and read it to her grandkids so they never forget their discovery.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, it's Red Zone Live time. Kelly Hinseth is in with high school football highlights right after the break.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
For 4 days at Home Furniture, you don't have to pay prime rates. Home has put everything on sale, and you can finance it free for 6 years. Plus, free no-contact shipping for 4 big days of prime savings. Only at Home Furniture.
Here at locally owned Adolphson Real Estate, we are ready to help you find the home of your dreams with no extra fees. Take a look at this beautiful ranch-style Verndale home in Wright, Minnesota. Please call our Cloquet office for more details. Call us today to schedule a tour at Adolphson Real Estate.
Your hands are cold, your feet are cold, you're freezing. Mother Nature is ready to bring you winter. Are you ready? Northwest Outlet is. It's the Northland's winter family clothing headquarters for men, women, and children. Northwest Outlet's massive inventory of the North Face, Columbia, and Carhartt with all the latest styles, colors, and sizes from 6 months to 5X is in. Long underwear, hats, gloves, mitts, snowsuits, pants, jackets, smart wool, and darn tough socks. And winter boots for men, women, and kids are in all sizes. Northwest Outlet, your family's winter headquarters. 1814 Belknap, Superior.
Joe Biden isn't an epidemiologist. He's not an economist or military general. But what he is the kind of leader who listens to the experts and a candidate who has earned their support. And what he'll be is a president who leads us out of this crisis and a commander-in-chief who respects those who have served. Because Joe Biden knows this moment is not about him, but about what we can do together. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Make Mom and Grandma's jewelry new again at Numi Jewelers. Come to our remount event October 15th and 16th by appointment only. Bring an old ring, pendant, or earring and design a new piece you will love. True love is guaranteed at Numi Jewelers.
New Duluth Auto is the Duluth used car dealer. We have plenty of makes and models to choose from. Nissan, Honda, Toyota, and we even carry multiple options for our most popular vehicle, the Subaru Forester. Large cargo space, all-wheel drive, what's not to love? All of our vehicles are priced under $20,000. To make these deals even sweeter, there is a 1 to 5 year warranty included on all vehicles. Give us a call, stop by, or view our inventory online at newduluthauto.net. Because here at New Duluth Auto, we are your Duluth used car dealer.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
Now at Home Sleep Express, you can test and buy a famous Purple mattress and finance it free for 6 years. Purple's patented science makes for cooler and more comfortable sleep. Get free delivery, setup, and a 120-day guarantee. The famous Purple mattress, now at Home Sleep Express.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
Season 2 is here, y'all. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more, Kelly, can it
The
get?
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Folks, happy Friday night. Man, I've been waiting a long time to say that. May have taken to the middle of October, almost to the end of what would be a typical high school football season, but obviously this isn't typical. It's really not a typical anything, but we are here and we're going to talk some high school football in the state of Minnesota as well as the state of Wisconsin. First matchup of the evening, we start close to home out in Hermantown, Minnesota. The Hawks finally getting to break in some new digs this evening. Hawks hosting Duluth Denfeld on their new turf. Hunters coming off a winless 2019. Last year's matchup against the Hawks was a 22-point loss. In the first, Hawks running game was looking strong as junior running back Gavin Blomdahl takes it in from 8 yards out. Hawks add 2 to go up 8-0 early in the second. Hermantown going to the air this time. Michael Lau slings it to the tight end Logan Furr, who gets some serious yards after the catch, makes one man miss and another. Furr putting on the jukes, 47 yards. Hawks now at 14. Hermantown still not done before the end of the half. They go back to Blomdahl, who takes the pitch for another score. The losing streak does continue for the Hunters as they get the shutout loss, 36-0. The final. And this time, let's shorten the field a bit as we head to 9-player action. Southbridge hosting Ely late in the first quarter. Connor Bushbaum gets the handoff outside, cuts back inside, makes a couple tacklers miss, and he is gone. For how many yards? 80 to the house. 2-point conversion, no good. So Southbridge takes a 6-0 lead to the second, and it's Bushbaum once again. Sheds off a couple of tacklers right up the middle. And no, it's not the same play. I swear. Bushbaum once again breaks loose right up the middle for the 80 yards once again. Touchdown. 2-point conversion is good this time, so they take a 14-0 lead. A little later, Aaron Bennett from just a yard out. Southbridge extends their lead to 20-0 over Ely, and they go on to win. They are 1-0 with a 27-22 win. And out to Barnum, the Bombers taking on Hill City Northland. Both teams struggled to get on a roll in this one. First quarter, Barnum looking for a spark. They certainly get it with a Reed Kornvik 15-yard touchdown run. Unfortunately for the Bombers, a turnover would stop them in their tracks. A defensive scrum, to say the least, and the clock ticking. Carter Ammer breaks a few tackles, taken out of bounds for a 15-yard gain. That sets up the Eagles for an easy touchdown, but the Bomber defense come through as Henry Dahmer makes the tackle, stopping them just short of the plane. They head into the locker room scoreless at the half. Northland takes this one in the second half, 2-0, the final. And other scores from around the region, Two Harbors was down in Pine City. They go down in a tight one, 19-14. Cloquet getting their first win of the season over North Branch on the road, 24-12, the final. And Mountain Iron Buell, holy cow, taking down Lake of the Woods, 58-0, the final. Well, folks, we still got plenty of action to come. We head to the range where Kristen Vaki's Blue Streaks take on Hinckley, plus Northwestern helping to continue their reign of terror in Wisconsin. You're watching Red Zone Live.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
So, you made it all the way up to the North Pole?
Yep, and the South. But I need good Medicare coverage so I can keep exploring.
Well, we have a range of Medicare Advantage plans, some including dental, vision, prescription, and travel benefits.
Can I find them online?
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can give us a call.
Sounds good.
Well, our stop is just up ahead.
So that was the shortest ride I think I've ever been on.
Yeah, quarantine legs. Gotta work those muscles back up.
Hey, you guys remember when we went on this trip?
Yeah. Remember, Daddy, when you helped that nice lady across the street?
Remember when you blew up those balloon animals for that little kid's birthday party?
That's how it's done.
Remember when you helped fix the neighbor's satellite dish?
Move to the right.
You think you can help people fight back against insurance companies?
Yes, I can.
This pandemic is like an earthquake that's shaken our lives and highlighted our challenges, like helping people and businesses recover while building a stronger and more just America. And that's why I'll work with anyone in either party to get things done in the Senate. One example, I've taken on the drug companies to make lower-cost drugs like insulin available. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because I will move hell or high water to do what it takes to help my fellow Minnesotans.
I was diagnosed with diabetes at 13, so I got to work. I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I became a national advocate. Went door to door in Brainerd, then St. Paul. Went up to Canada to bring back insulin for a fraction of what drug companies charge here. But Pete Stopper went to Washington and voted against making healthcare and prescription drugs more affordable. I approve this message because Minnesota can't afford Pete Stopper in Congress.
A lot of land comes with a lot of work. The affordable new MX series has a lot to offer. The versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade, and clear brush and snow. A spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. Excellent loader lift capacity, hydrostatic or gear transmission options, and built to get every job done right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
Joe Biden will make health care affordable. His plan gives a tax credit to help working families pay insurance premiums, lowers prescription costs by 60%, and protects coverage for pre-existing conditions, no matter what. He'll pay for it by getting rid of Donald Trump's tax cuts for the super rich, because Joe knows our economy's strength doesn't come from the top. It comes from working families, and that's who he's fighting for every day.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Welcome back into our first Red Zone Live show of the year. Let's keep the highlights coming, shall we, with some action from the Iron Range. In Hibbing, two teams looking to turn things around in 2020 as the Blue Jackets hosted the Rails of Proctor. We open up in the first half. We have a frozen video, but I'm just going to read the highlights anyway. Here we go. Starting in the first half, now the Rails making big plays on defense. Here they come up with the blocked punt. That'll set up this. Later in the second quarter, Rails find the end zone for Evan Chikalski, who rolls to his right and hits a wide-open Sage Henderson for the touchdown. It's 6-0 Proctor. Then later in the half, the Rails are going to do it again. To who else? Chikalski to Nick Jaola, who gets his feet just in. 2-point try is good, so it's 14-0 Proctor. They go on to get the shutout 22-0. And more action from the Iron Range as Chisholm, a.k.a. the former school of Kristen Bakke, hosted Hinckley Finlayson. Second quarter, Blue Streaks down 14. This will help. Bryce Warner connects with Jude Sinquist on the slant for a nice gain there. Same drive, a big-time kick. Nathan Wangstein from 35 yards out, and it's good. It's an 11-point game. Just before the half, Jaguars add to their lead. Ashton Holzler breaks a few tackles, and he's in for 6, 20-3. Hinckley Finlayson, they go on to win this one. Sorry, Kristen. Big time. Well, across the border in Wisconsin, the Northwestern football team is well on their way to the top of the Harder North Conference once again this season. They put up 102 points of offense in the first 2 games. Currently, the 8th-ranked team in Division 4. But what else is new? According to the WIS Sports Coaches poll, looking to make it 3-0 tonight. Yeah, they're well way within their season. Maybe their toughest test so far against St. Croix Falls. The first half in this one stayed tight. First quarter on a drive that started backed way up to their own 4. Greg Oman busts loose, rumbles his way to the 24. But on 4th down, St. Croix Falls comes up with a huge stop and stalls the drive on the other 4-yard line. 92 yards, no points for the Tigers. Very unlike the Tigers. On to the second quarter, Northwestern driving again. Braden Trott goes play action. He's picked off by Grady Gusenberg. How about this play from Dylan Ronchi, though? Punches the ball out. Harrison Nelson falls on it. So after all that, the drive continues, and finally the Tigers break through with just over a minute left in the half. Oman plows it in from 23 yards out. That was Northwestern's only touchdown tonight, but they win it. Nevertheless, 10-6 the final. And elsewhere, Hayward looking for their first win of the season, just a touchdown short against Antigo tonight. And how about Ashland getting back above 500 with a dominant performance at Ordocker Stadium against Lakeland Union. Defending Section 7 2A champs Moose Lake Willow River opened up the season against I Falls. First quarter, Mason Olson with a beautiful touch pass hitting Carter Johnson in stride and into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. They take an 8-0 lead to the second. Olson once again showing off his pretty passing skills, but check out the catch by Brady Watrin to come down for the touchdown. 2-point conversion, no good. Moose Lake Willow River still leads 14-0, still in the second, and it's Olson to Watrin connection once again, showcasing his height and catching skills. It's 22-0 Rebels. It was all Moose Lake Willow River in this one, 56-6 over I Falls. Well, it feels good to be going into a Vikings game weekend and not say that they're 0-4, doesn't it? After last week's win over the Tennessee Titans, the Vikes have another extremely tough test on their hands on Sunday night. Yep, they're in prime time. Now, the good news is that the Vikings have been playing offense really, really well as of late. Last week, Kirk Cousins was 16 for 22 in passing with a touchdown and 260 yards on the day. Dalvin Cook rushed for 130 yards on 27 carries, and Adam Thielen caught 8 passes for 114 yards and a touchdown.
It definitely feels good these last couple weeks to be able to move the ball, to have that confidence that, hey, we can run the football, we can throw the football. We have a lot of different weapons, and when things are clicking, we're a really tough offense to stop.
Now the defense just has to worry about a Russell Wilson-led offense, which has been absolute fire this year. Stick around. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Need a flu shot? Find flu booth dates and locations at essentiahealth.org.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now get over $4,500 total cash on Escape. That's over $4,500 total cash. Only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
Dante was killed in Pearl Harbor.
We had a very hard time getting Dante flown home to Duluth, running into roadblock after roadblock after roadblock.
Pete Stauber was very much there for us every bit of the way.
And he would look at us and he'd say, we're going to make that happen for you.
Thursday night, the family of Dante Teeny got him back.
Pete came through for our family with flying colors.
He sees the needs of the people and he fights for them.
I'm Pete Stauber and I approve this message.
Clean water. Some of us take it for granted. Not me. I'm Beth Myers. I have the honor of representing you in the State Assembly. It wasn't that long ago that my family was struggling. We went 7 years without running water. The health of our families and our economy depends on clean water. That's why I'm fighting so hard against special interests who want to pollute our land and water. I'm Beth Myers, and I promise I will never take you or the Northland for granted.
Suddenly, it seems everything around us has been turned upside down. We need a place to turn to.
How soon could we have a therapeutic in the hands of our caregivers?
To make sense of our world.
We're all trying to learn something during this crisis.
We're all in this together. We got to help each other out, no matter what.
He's got it right.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Right after CBS 3, live at 5.
Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Well, folks, it feels good to just have high school football back, doesn't it? I want to thank you so much for joining in for our first Red Zone Live show of the year. Take care. Have a great weekend.